Hello everyone, my name is Siti Amira Luthfiyah, and in this video I'm going to presentate my project 1 of language assessment subject, and this video consists of two parts. The first part, I choose the topic about communicative test design. The first one, what is language testing? Language testing is the process of measuring a person's language ability or proficiency through structured assessment. These tests are designed to find out how well someone can use a language. For example, to find out how well they can write, speak, read, or listen in a language. The next one, what are the purposes of language testing? The first one, to measure progress in learning. The second one, to determine language proficiency for academic, professional, or immigration purposes. And the third one, to evaluate the effectiveness of teaching and learning programs. Now, let's dive into the differences between traditional test design versus communicative test design. The first one, traditional test design. It usually focuses on knowledge about language, for example, grammar, vocabulary, and the structure. Traditional test design only tests one skill at a time and rarely reflect how language used in real life. The second one, communicative test design. It usually focuses on using language to communicate meaning in real situation, in real context, in real life. In communicative test design, not only focus on one skill, but combine many skills like listening, plus reading, plus speaking, plus writing. It simulates authentic communications and context. So, the next one, what is communicative test design? A communicative test measures communicative competences rather than isolated language skill, such as only focus on grammar, vocabulary. And then communicative test design involves real-life purposeful language use. Learners are asked to perform tasks that simulate authentic communication, for example, role play, writing a letter, or taking part in an interview. And here are the principles of communicative test design. The first one, authenticity. Tasks reflect real communication situation. And the second one, integrativeness, combines multiple language skills. The third one, contextualization, language used in meaningful context. And the next one, purposefulness, every task has a clear communicative goal. And the last one, interactions, means that encourages exchange of meaning between participants. The next one, we discuss about types of communicative tests. The first one, there is oral interviews that assess speaking ability and interactions. And the next one, role plays, simulate social or professional situations like be as a receptionist at hotel and make interactions with the guest in hotel. And then the next one, group discussion, measure fluency and turn taking. The next one, there is writing task, letters, report, essay for real audiences. And the last one, integrated tasks like listen and write and read and discuss as one skill that tastes at the same time. And the next one, it is about the advantages and limitation in communicative test design. The first one, advantages. The advantages are test real communication skill, not memorize rules. And then the next one, encourages motivation and meaningful learning. Meanwhile, the limitation, the first one, time consuming to prepare and score. And the next one, balancing authenticity and reliability is so challenging. Okay, that's all about my presentation of part 1. And now let's move into the second part, which is the case study about C-test. Language assessment using C-test. So here is the text that I choose. The first text titled Online Learning in Modern Education. Okay, so let's read this first. Online learning has become an important part of modern education. It allows students to study from anywhere at any time. Many schools and universities now offer online courses to make education more flexible and accessible. Students can watch recorded lectures, join discussion, and submit assignments through digital platforms. However, online learning also requires self-discipline and time management skills. Without face-to-face interaction, some learners may feel isolated or less motivated. Therefore, teachers should design activities that encourage participation and collaboration among students. And now, we apply the C-test method to the text by deleting the second half of every second word, starting from the second sentence in each text. So here we can see the first text in C-test version. I already admit the second part of the word from the second half every second word. So here the students are asked to fill the gap, fill the blank, complete the sentence or word from the second sentence into the end, and this can enhance their vocabulary or the memorizations about the language target, the target language, which is English in here. Now let's move to the second text, titled Small Businesses and Economic Growth. Small businesses play a key role in driving economic growth. They create jobs, support local communities, and promote innovation. Many successful companies today started as small enterprises with limited resources. Running a small business requires creativity, strong leadership, and careful financial planning. Entrepreneurs must also adapt quickly to market changes and customer needs. Although competition can be tough, small businesses often have the advantage of being flexible and customer-focused. With determination and clear goals, they can grow and contribute significantly to the economy. And here we can see test version from the second text. As like before, I already delayed the second half of every second word and start from the second sentence. And the same instructions, students are asked to fill the gap, fill the missing part of the word. The next one, we discuss about the scoring method. In here, we use 1 point for each correctly restored word, where spelling and meaning are both accurate. And the second one, 0.5 point for a partially correct restoration, and 0 point if the restored word is incorrect, incomplete, or meaningless in context. So for example, the original students can watch blah 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 recorded lecture blah blah blah. Student answer, students can watch recorded lectures. So watch 1 point, lectures 1 point, and 2 total points here. The next one, total score calculation. Count the total number of deletion, for example, 50 gaps across both text. Add up all points obtained, including partial points, and convert to a percentage. And here you can see the example. If there are 50 blanks and the students correctly fills 40, so here is the score calculation. And the next one, determining language proficiency level. About the score range, 85 to 100%. The proficiency level is advanced. So excellent command of grammar and vocabulary, strong contextual understanding. And then 70 to 84, the proficiency level is upper intermediate. Good knowledge of language, minor errors, but maintains meaning and cohesion. And then 55 to 69, intermediate, can understand and restore most words, some vocabulary and grammar gaps remain. And then 40 to 54, lower intermediate, limited vocabulary and structure recognition, needs more practice with context clues. And then below 40, it's beginner, weak language control, struggles to reconstruct words from context. The next one, we're going to discuss about the considerations for choosing the text. The first one, the relevance to learners. So both topics, education and businesses, are familiar and meaningful to intermediate level students. Why? Because they reflect real-world context that students are likely to discuss or read about in academic or professional settings. Next one, the variety of content. Using two different topics help assess a range of vocabulary and grammar knowledge, making the test more valid and reliable across different content areas. And the third one, the length suitability. Each passage, around 80 to 100 words, fits the standard length for the C-test, enough to test comprehension, yet short enough to maintain students' concentration. Next one is about the advantages of using the C-test. The first one, the C-test provides a balanced measure of linguistic knowledge and contextual awareness. The second one, it avoids rote memorization and instead focus on practical language use. And the last one, because it is economical, reliable, and valid, it is ideal for placement tests, progress assessment, or initial screening in language program. Okay, so that's all about my presentation of part 1 and part 2. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Bye!